Hello, everybody. Back here again for a vlog a day, and today is Monday, the 18th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day. We had a little bit of rain off and on, but didn't really affect us. Every time it rained, we must have been inside the boat, so it was not really a big deal, except for the fact that when it rains, they put up all the chairs and strap everything down, and the few things that are out you can sit on are wet, and then you have to kind of deal with that. But other than that, it was really no effect to us at all. So, got up this morning. Just decent time. I didn't really get up early where it's a sea day, so nothing really to important to do. The one thing would be nice is when I get up earlier and I get my run in, the track doesn't have a bunch of the walkers and the looky loos and the damn people standing around in front of you and all that crap. But got up, basically got up, got dressed, headed upstairs, got on the running track, started making my little warm up walking laps and whatnot to kind of before I start my run. And your GPS is thrown off completely. So we're doing like 22 mile an hour according to my GPS watch, and it was kind of crazy. But we also, because we're doing 22 mile an hour, we now have a 22 mile an hour headwind, which I've never seen a cruise ship run this fast. Like even like I think it was MSC, we were with them, or it was Norwegian, I don't know who it was, it don't matter who it was. They were talking about if we were told we could get into the dock earlier, the next day on one of the trips, if we were able to basically turn up the speed a little bit and kind of book through. And even then we were only doing like 15. So like normally you're doing 10, 13 mile an hour, and we cranked it up to 15 mile an hour, which did not have much effect. You could feel a little more wind up top, but at 22 mile an hour, 23 at some points, the watch was saying, you feel the wind. Like I don't care where you're at on the deck, you're gonna feel like crazy wind in that. So I went up to the running deck and had to basically pull my hat down tight as I'm running into the wind and running with back from the wind. You still have wind at your back, which is a weird feeling when you're running and as you're running away from the wind, and the wind's still trying to blow your hat off your head forward because it's wind's blowing way faster than you're running. So went ahead, basically got my run done. Had to yell at a handful of people. I don't know why people can't just, they're walking, they're not talking, they're not saying shit to each other, like couples and stuff, or even just friends, whatever, but they feel the need to walk side by side, like spread out. It's a tiny little 2-lane track, and they feel the need to walk side by side as opposed to front and back. And again, like I said, they're not speaking, I never once came across anybody having a conversation as I'm running these laps as they're walking around here, but yet they still feel the need to like walk side by side. And I'd holler, like I'm on your left, and a couple people get out of the way, and a couple people are slower about it, and and then like again, one lap later, because I'm literally running at least twice as fast, if not faster than that than they are. So for every 2 laps I make, they make 1. So every single lap they're making this thing, they're getting yelled at twice by me. And at some point you kind of figure it out, like just get the hell out of the way, like just stay over to the right. It's not that hard of a deal. So that was kind of annoying. It is what it is. But finally got done with that, which I thought we were going to have not the issue, which even the little bit I did here, way less than like Carnival and Royal and some of the ones that like have a running track that comes right out, like runs right by the door of like the cafe, like the buffet area and stuff. When you're running along and people step out and they don't know where their kids are and they're looking around and they're like standing right in the middle of the track with a giant tray full of food and all this. Just yeah, so luckily it wasn't, I mean, it's not as bad as that, but it's still annoying. Like, just put a little sign up that says, hey, don't stand on the track, stay in the right lane, left lane's for passing only. Even if you're walking, just walk front to back. It's not that big deal, nut to butt, just like everything else in the world. It will not kill you. You do not have to be side by side. It's just the end of things. So, got my run wrapped up, got finished there, headed back down to the room, chilled out with my wife for a few minutes and stuff. We got up, we got dressed, I got a shower, ended up heading in, hung on the patio, or the balcony, I guess, keep calling it patio because it's what I call it my house, but hung out here a little bit, in the hammock and stuff, not very long. Went, got some food, and it was kind of chilling out. There wasn't really much planned for today, so we kind of just hung around. There was, like they have the Scarlet Lady night, which we have no idea what to expect. We're just told everything's going to turn red on the boat, and it's going to be a bunch of little pop-up events all over the place and whatever and whatnot. So we had talked yesterday. Karen said she wanted to take a nap today because with it, the event doesn't even start till like 9 o'clock at night. So, and we're not 1 a.m. people, So we also had to turn our clocks earlier on the trip. So we had to move our clocks, or at least my sleep cycle, especially for my algorithms, off immensely, and it's not really affecting me well. But got that done. We hung around, basically went and played some arcades, and we got some ice cream and saw a couple little trivia type, little pop-up trivia show things we stumbled into, and ran into a few of the people we've seen and had lunch and dinner with and whatnot, and just kind of hung out and chilled out and really didn't have nothing planned. Made it a pretty lazy, simple day, not doing a lot of nothing. we haven't gotten the pool yet because I still have an open wound on my ankle that I trust my own hot tub, but I do not trust hot tub with hundreds of strangers and whatnot for the infection. I don't know what levels their chlorines are at and all that kind of stuff, so I'm not trusting that immensely. So went ahead. I don't know. I don't think Karen's got in the pool. She might have. I don't know if she did or not. But we ended up deciding we were going to take a nap after lunch. We were chatting about it. We went and had lunch and just thought, hey, let's try this. Which we ended up at the cafe again for the galley, I guess they call it down here. And for lunch, we'd never done there for lunch. We'd only done the breakfast and stuff, whatever. And it was all right. It wasn't great, but we had what we wanted. So got back to the room. We decided to take a nap. I started taking a nap like here on the hammock. It was kind of windy. Again, we're booking 22 mile an hour, whatever, 23 mile an hour at some point. So it's real windy, real noisy, all that crap. And then I started laying down the bed and just, cranking the TV on to blare out some noise. We're going to go try and go up on the pool deck somewhere and find somewhere to lay, but we can't because there's just the stereo, everything, the DJs, the music, the radios, the everything is just so fucking loud here that not only is it loud as hell, you can't hardly talk. Like, I can't hear my headphones, in my ears. Like, I got a warning from my phone saying the fact that I've had my headphones too loud and I need to be careful because it can cause hearing damage. And I'm like, yes, and that's ridiculous. My entire life I've never had that warning from my phone. And then, on this boat, I end up with the warning, which is crazy as all get out. So we decided, I said, hey, let's go try the perch. There's like a little deck on the top of 17 back there that is the back of the boat. And I've rarely ever seen people in the morning. I'll see people there doing yoga, and then I might see one or two people up there otherwise. So I said, hey, let's go give that a try. So we headed up there. We end up just laying out. There's a bit of like a shady canvasy thing, like it all sun through. It's not as solid, but it's like a perforated sunshade. So we basically able to lay there. End up taking ourselves a little nap. I napped off and on a couple times. I know at one point she said I was snoring, which whatever. That just proves I'm sleeping. It means I'm winning this fight right now. So also it means I'm dreaming I'm a race car. So, but we chilled out there a little bit. The radio was still on the pool deck, was loud enough that you could hear it. It was annoying as all get out. But I was able to put my headphones in and basically drowned out 90% of it until somebody laid their glass up there by the trash can. And it was like they laid it down. I have no idea why you lay down, but it would rattle. It'd roll forward and roll back and smack the side. Roll forward, roll back, smack the side, and it sounded like metal on, like a metal door. So it kept annoying the shit out of me. So after a little bit, I could not get past it. I had to get up, go flip their cup up like upside down, so like would stop rolling around on the damn thing. So I got that done and got back and was able to get a little more napping in. Tried to get the rest of this evening. We would have more energy for the Scarlet Night party. And it was all good there. We had dinner reservations at the, from what they say, the only Korean restaurant only Korean themed restaurant on a ship. So we went to it, and it was good. It was really good. We ended up sitting at a table with 4 strangers. I guess those 4 knew each other. We didn't know them, so we ended up at their table. It's kind of like a family serve type thing and stuff. So he brought a bunch of food, and he asked if we wanted to have individuals or just kind of everybody share. And we agreed everybody shared. And he said, we'll bring everything. I said, cool, since we're all here, there's 6 of us, we can easily eat a little bit of everything you have and bring it in. And we're sharing stuff, and we're, partway through the meal, like a good chunk into the meals, we're eating all this stuff, and it's good food, and we're a great time. And basically, a couple was like, where's the octopus? Where's the squid? And he's like, oh, I'm like, you said you're bringing everything. Like, what the fuck? Like, we did not order stuff because you said you're bringing everything you have, and then you don't bring everything you have, which makes no sense to me. So that was kind of a little bit in that whole, like, what are you doing? Why would you not bring the octopus and the squid? Or at least ask, hey, are you guys going to eat this if we bring it? Which I'd be fine to ask that first if you wanted to, but whatever. So the other couples that showed up, they brought a bottle of wine that was left over from one of the restaurants they ate at that they didn't finish, so they each had a glass of wine of it. And then the other couple decided they wanted another glass of wine, which the colors didn't, I don't know. It is the one guy, I think he kind of wanted something else, but he started with wine today because they brought the first bottle. He seemed a little bit annoyed because he wanted to, I think, drink a whiskey or something, the way it kind of sounded, but he started with wine. He's basically going to stick with wine, he said. So he kind of sounded a little bit put out by that. So we had a good laugh and chatting about things. The other couple that was to my left, they own a restaurant up in northern Florida and by Mexico Beach. And they also are renovating a new building that was devastated in the 2018 hurricane, that they're renovating it into another restaurant. So they're in the process of trying to get up and going and go from there. So we had a lot of conversations. We chatted and talked and had a good time. Got down there, headed run around a little bit. Ended up just back at the room. We changed into a little nicer evening attire, I guess you'd call it. So got dressed up, wearing our red stuff. I went wandering around a little bit while she got ready because it takes her longer than it takes me. I wandered back down. Was able to have one of my little tiny cigars that if it completely sucks, I can just throw it away. It's no big deal. But it was so windy, it was almost impossible. I was actually sitting in an area that was a clearly no smoking area. But since there was nobody on the deck because it's 24-mile-an-hour winds because the boat's rocking 24 mile an hour and whatnot, nobody said anything, nobody noticed I was there. So went ahead and had a little cigar, 10-15 minutes worth, and said hell that it was just unfun. I relit my little cigar, which if I ever relight them, it's once, if that, and I relit it 5 times because the wind was just so bad it sucked. So not really got what I wanted out of that with the whole cigar thing on this trip, but it is what it is. So got down, got dressed, headed out, ended up down at this kind of main lobby area. We have, again, I have no idea, they have a little pop-up wedding. They went around the room and like in that area and picked out a groom and a bride, and basically like a little improv skit group. And the sad part is people suck at improv. Like, oh my God, people suck at improv. They were like, supposedly I know you from high school and what the things you used to do. And they were like, got in trouble. And I'm like, oh my God, you people suck. So that was not the greatest. It was not, the way it was kind of promoted to us was it was going to be much more of a sexy, much more alluring night. And it wasn't. It was not that at all. So we left there. When that got done, they said we're all going down here to the Red Room to hang out and party. And there's a DJ there. And so fucking loud. Oh my God, you couldn't hear yourself think. You couldn't do nothing. Like, you could not even think about communicating with each other and stuff, which part of me is the whole world you guys are on this boat are talking about consent and stuff. You make the dance parties so damn loud, I couldn't ask you if I wanted to kiss you or make out with you or whatever, because I can't hear you enough of your answer to even get consent if this was to work. So it makes no sense. We didn't hang out there very long. We tried a little bit, and then we gave up. We headed on around the boat a little bit looking for other things, and they said the next thing was going to happen at the Manor, which is another room that they were having a band at. So we basically headed over there and hanging out, chilling out. There was like a bunch of chairs around the stage, and there's like little rooms off the back, kind of like little, settee areas and stuff and whatnot. We were trying to find a place to sit down. There was a couple back in like a little round corner booth thing. We asked them if we could sit with them. They said absolutely 100%. So we sat down there. I wanted the backrest is what I mostly wanted. My butt hanging out with the back into those ugly ass uncomfortable chairs was not going to be fun for the next few hours. So we hung out there. It was a good hour plus before the music started, and had other people come sit down and rest near us and stuff, whatever. One lady says, hey, do you care if we sit with us, 2 of us, and blah, blah, blah. The next thing I know, she's brought 6 chairs back in this little tiny room. So now all the chairs that are up by the stage where they're supposed to be are all stuffed back in this little cubby hole thing where we are, and the waitresses can't get through. Nobody can move. It's a pain in the ass. Everybody's just clustered in this little tiny room, and it's getting hot because there's twice as many people back in this little cubby hole as there's supposed to be. And again, there's nobody for me to set up by the stage. It's just, oh my God, it was a pain in the ass. And this woman was trying to dance next to me, and she had, oh my God, she had the worst rhythm. I love people having fun. I want everybody to have fun. It's fine, but you can't be waving your arms around in front of my face when you're offbeat and you're just like crazy as shit. So yeah, that was not the greatest time. But my wife was having fun. That's the part that matters. She enjoys the bands and stuff. And again, they have them cranked up so loud, it's distorting from the speakers, and it sounds like crap. There's a handful of times the singer singing because like the way the speakers are clipping out and they're over modulating that I cannot recognize the words. Like, it's a song I've heard, it's a song I know, but I cannot figure out what part of the song he's in because it's so distorted. I cannot make out the words of the song, and I'm just like, holy crap, this sucks. So sat there, enjoyed myself as best I could, let my wife enjoy herself. I was trying to get a drink, and because they had stuffed like 8 more chairs around us, the waitress couldn't see us. So back there, like, I'm literally like yelling at the waitress in here and stuff. This is before the band starts playing at all, so it's not that loud in there at all yet. And to the point that I like whistle louder and shit. The lady finds back down, waving my arm around, and she just still wanders off. She's like, gives me a line like, oh, okay, and then she wanders off and comes back like 7 minutes later. And I'm like, how long should it take to get a goddamn drink here? So my finally ordered a drink. I don't know what it was. I something about bring me back or outback or something back or sexy. I don't know what the hell it was, but some drink that tastes like pure dog shit. Oh my God, that was gross. That was probably the worst drink she's ordered so far. She seemed to like it. She thought it was great, but one of the things that's nice is our tastes do not always overlap. So there's a lot of times we will not have to worry about losing our favorite treat or snack or drink to the other one because it is not their favorite at all. So worked out real well there. Finished watching it, and that went on for a long, long time. A lot of people dancing, a lot of people sitting, a lot of people just loud, just a lot of loud. So finally got done there. They wrapped it up. It was well after midnight when they finally wrapped it up, and we were in there like 10 o'clock, whatever. I was pretty early. So Yeah, we got done there, headed around a little bit, and there's really nothing else going on, so I don't know what we were happening with the whole thing. So ended up chilling out, headed to the room, and I was just like, my brain was just like, I could have fallen asleep. I was so fucking bored in there. Like even with all the noise and stuff, like I caught myself like almost dozing off. Like when you're driving and you're really tired, and you know you got to stay awake, but because you can crash and die. That's how I felt right here. Like I literally felt myself like having to like force my eyes back open. Like I was so bored. I was so bored this whole thing. I don't dance. I don't dance around, especially around complete strangers, like banging each other and stuff on dance floor thing. And yeah, it was not my cup of tea. So yeah, it is what it is. So I decided to head upstairs and try and wander around a little bit to kind of just clear my brain, get away from a little bit of noise. I was thinking, hell, it's 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning when hell it was and stuff. I should be able to, you know, it should be quiet up on the deck, or at least quieter, because I get there, not a soul in sight, not anyone anywhere, and stereo playing so damn loud that I cannot hear my headphones over the speakers, and I'm like, there's nobody up here. Turn the fucking thing down. Like, where can I go? This first off, this is the only place I can smoke a cigar legally on this boat and without getting in trouble. And I'm like, what the hell? And it's so loud, I cannot even hear headphones. I can't just get a peace and quiet and enjoy a cigar. I don't know. Apparently, people do not know the difference between a cigar and a cigarette. Cigarette, you can rock out to a loud ass music that just sucks and it's crap you don't even want to listen to anyway, and just puff through as quick as you can to get your nicotine in your system. Where a cigar, you want to just pace yourself down, just calm your life, just Musa. Do you want to just chill out? Nope, can't do that here. So nowhere to get away from the damn music that I can have a cigar. So yay, all the fun there. So I finally gave up, headed back down, changed our clocks again because apparently we have to do that twice on this stupid boat. And like all it was because we're wrong, Cozumel, whatever, Cozumel, wherever the fuck we was at. The local time there, the people will ask, hey, what time is it, to a stranger, and that person will tell them, and then you'll be late for your boat. No, just tell every single person, here, just take a $2 swatch, give every single person, buy them in bulk, get a $2 swatch, get it printed up that says Scarlet Lady on it, and set the thing with a timer countdown that just says, all just like a stopwatch, like timer watch that is programmed. They push the button one time and it just counts down 8 hours or 6 hours or 5 hours or whatever time it got back. That's what time you have to be back at the goddamn boat. Just stop it, people. Just stop it. So yeah, we all had our sleep schedule all screwed up and whatnot, so we had to change the clock back, which means everybody's gonna miss breakfasts, and there's gonna be a whole bunch of people screwed up getting off the boat and all that kind of fun stuff too. So it is what it is. But I finally got in, headed back into the room, put on a movie, and tried to chill a little bit as I decided I was going to call it a night. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.